Well, I've been saying it all along, and it's finally here. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to the dramatic conclusion of Surviving the Aftermath. The winter storm update here, and so is winter. First flakes of snow and morning frost are telltale signs of an approaching winter storm. Colonists struggle to keep warm as the weather quickly shifts from chilly and freezing to freezing, with heavy snow bearing everything in its path. All right, we'll have to prepare them a little while longer. We have plenty of supplies and plenty of electricity pumping out to keep our city warm. We have a little bit of firewood too, as we've gotten our food way up there. As soon as that became a problem, I definitely made sure that we quadrupled down on building food. So let's see what we need to prepare for. Burners and radiators keep shelters and workplaces warm inside their effective radius. So we'll have to do the same for workplaces. Colonists exposed to freezing weather get cold, affecting their happiness. If this continues, cold turns to hypothermia, causing health loss. Flows will slow the exposure, upgraded ones even better. Crops and lakes eventually freeze, halting productivity. And animals and ranches can die without a heater nearby. All right, so then we'll have to take a few things into account. Welcome back to the very futuristic city of Raptoria. Since the last time I saw you, we upgraded the gate, made several small improvements to the city, and brought back all of our, except for a few specialists. There's a few more in the city, but really all I've done is just kind of waited for time to forward and also completed some more research and continued on trading, which is why we have new food resources and such too. Well, knowing the lessons that we were taught, then we better prepare for the winter to come, and it will be coming quite quickly. So we actually built a radar now, so we better get that supplied with electricity. I built a little windmill here, but I guess it's not close enough to kind of supply that, so let's do this. One thing I want to do is if I build a transformer here, interestingly enough, what we can do is we can actually this is a really good idea. If we build ourselves a electric storage here, a battery rack, that'll probably be within range of this. Actually, can we build it anywhere else? No, I don't want to build it on that pile there because that's going to be useful for storing, or rather, gathering materials later. Let's go ahead and put our transformer down here. And this will allow us to build a heater nearby there, that's a good spot. This will allow us to build a heater nearby the medical tents too, which could help people if they have hypothermia. So let's prepare for that too. So we'll put a radiator down. We'll try to keep some of these workplaces warm too and keep them within our electric grid. Let's see where else we could put some electricity. Or rather, radiator within the electricity. This might be a good spot here. Keeping the water warm too, and also the medical bays, all of them. All keeping nice and toasty and warm. So that's a good spot there. Then also it said that our farms are at risk too. Now the biggest thing that we can use right now, I think, is the... really what I'd like to use is electricity in order to keep our people warm. We'll pop down another radiator there. Now we've got a surplus of 16 electricity, so we'll have to kind of continue to make sure that we add to the power. We've got a lot of battery storage here, so I'm hoping that these transformers can transfer power between each other. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it seems like you want to build a power grid around a transformer rather than transferring it too far. Now this might not be enough electricity either, so let's go ahead and build a little bit more power just in case. We'll build another windmill here and maybe one up here as well, just to make sure everything's powered. We have all the materials for it, and we've got a few people here. So let's see. I think it's probably time to shut down on our crops. We really don't need anybody anymore. We got plenty of food there. We want to convert all that food now. Look at all that stuff we've been growing. Yeah, we've even got eggs now because we have chickens. We traded with a nearby town to get chickens, and we built a little hatchery there, which is not a big deal. But really is providing us with extra food source, and we can cull the herd if we want to produce more meat. So let's see what happens. We've got a few free hands now. We've reallocated some of the labor here. We don't need clothing going anymore, and we had a disaster strike earlier of a meteorite, so I want to try to have as many free hands as possible to do this construction. And it looks like this thing needs electricity as soon as possible, but we already know winter will strike in 3 days, and I believe the stages get colder, so let's see how things go here in Surviving the Aftermath, the dramatic conclusion, the new disaster that we're waiting for. Let's see if we actually have to send our people back to the town as well. I'm not sure if they can survive out here. But we do have somebody coming back with a lot of materials too, by the way. A quest completed that brought in a lot of goodies and some extra food. Luckily, lots of metal and stuff returning. All right, let's see. We've got our school up and running now, which means all of our future children will then become educated adults, which allows them to make materials much faster. And we should have more materials being delivered here very shortly. Let's make things a top priority here. Let's make this a high priority to get this transformer done, as well as this radar dish here, so that way we can... the wind turbine next to the radar dish, so that way we can get this area warmed up as well. This should allow most of these homes to be completely warm, and we have a little bit more room for residents, so we'll see how a burner works as well. We've got 64 firewood. We could also try that too if we need to as a backup, although I trust the electricity a little bit more. The burner seems like it'll be maybe perhaps our better bet, especially down here in this area. Keep some of these businesses warm, these workplaces. So now the logging camp will work strictly towards that. Somebody died of old age there. Let's get those Fs going. And again, with this being the end of the series, if you have not yet smashed that like button, make sure you do, so that way we can continue on to see more of this game as it has more and more updates. It's been such a pleasure and so fun to play so far. So I'm really hoping that this nuclear winter, as I've been calling it, really comes to show us something amazing in terms of survival, making it even more difficult, yet in an interesting way. Let's go ahead and attack twice here. Oh, she's not going to be able to attack twice, so we'll wait. Trying to clear out the bandits around too, so we can claim all the supplies for ourselves. Water is being replenished as somebody's passed away. So we're very balanced here. New Scorched Earth quest. Let's go ahead and accept that. Investigate the smoke, but we'll take care of that later. As we prepare for winter, which should be arriving in 2 days. 2 days before catastrophe strikes. Now we've got all these free carriers now, so they can build all the required materials. So let's see here. Are we producing enough electricity? Oh, that thing takes actually 30 electricity. Let's see if we've got anything else here. Could do some more research. And get windmill power 2 going. Now let's see. Are these actually transferring power? Let's see how this works. So the windmill down here, I built this originally because I thought it would power the saws down here, but it didn't seem like it was necessary. So it looks like this thing is holding possibly 2,000. It has a 2,000 capacity. But there is another another transformer that we need to build, I think, next to it that might overlap. I wonder if these circles overlap or if it has to overlap the building. I'm not sure. But a lot of experiments to do with electricity to see exactly how it works. We are storing a lot down here, too, in the hopes that I can redirect it somehow later, which is why I built those. Kind of as a main battery here, so that way we could redistribute power to other areas. We'll see how it goes. Alright, each one of these is producing 14. So let's produce another couple of power generators. We got to keep that radiator going. And we'll need to make sure that these are built near transformers as well. We'll need to build one there too, just to kind of power the corner of the camp. Let's get another burner going, just in case, up here. Just to keep the camp toasty. And the buildings up front, I don't know if they'll need to keep warm. But it probably would be a good thing to keep the guards at the front warm as well. Alright, let's get back to our attacker here. Beautiful, job done. And oil. America breathing intensifies. Alright, let's go back to camp. Great, more materials brought in, just what we needed. Always welcoming that. We have all of our specialists back too, since we've gathered a lot of the materials already around the map. Alright. We got some pollution to clean up, but right now we need all the free hands we can. Oh, and a group has arrived at the gate. They know the winter storm is coming, and so they want shelter within Raptoria. Welcome aboard. We've got room for you. Oh, little attack. Some of them were not so nice, but let's get every one of the medical tents functioning for possible hypothermia in the future. And one more day until catastrophe strikes. It's coming, folks. Just got to build the rest of this stuff here. We should have some boring methods going now, which means that we can put down our bore well. Probably near the power plant. Right there. Perfect. That transformer should be useful then. Excellent. Well, looks like at least one of the heaters will function. Let's see if we can do any trade in the meantime and possibly do some trading with the neighbors for firewood. Looks like Lushton could provide us with firewood if needed. And we've been trading with them for a while, so our rating with them has gone up. Let's trade for firewood if you wouldn't mind. 275. We could pay for that outright if we want to. And I think we will because I'll just keep that. So let's go ahead and get that as a emergency supply of firewood. 100 firewood is on the way to help us through the winter. It should arrive within the midst of the snow. Oh, and it's raining already now. Weather is getting colder. Sure feels good to be healthy again. Absolutely. All right, let's get all of our specialists back to the camp. She's done now. Well, we can continue to attack. I think it'll just be over the one region of our camp. Well, this is it. I hope we've prepared, and this really brings me back to Frostpunk with winter finally arriving. The winter storm is finally here. Let's see what happens. We'll try to manage this to the best of our abilities. Let's go into temperature mode. All right, looks like some things need to be delivered still, which is why we have 6 carriers now to work on that. The fields are basically dead now due to the disaster. But we've already done our harvests. Mixed meals and jerky coming in. Good. All right, food is not a problem anymore. Good. I'll speed up time a little bit. See how things play out. This is just the beginning of the storm. All right, burner's up and running. Fantastic. Wood is being delivered everywhere. Now they go through about 5, it looks like 5 per day. And the radiators might also be functioning too. Looks like this one is generating electricity. Let's take a look at the electrical grid. Now, purple means that it is, let's see, a producer, a consumer, anti-catastrophe, paused, or disrupted. So these might be disrupted by, oh no, that's storage. So the boring method, once it's up, is good. I think we have enough to actually make this function. Let's go back to the city again. It's hard to tell if the radiator's actually functioning. Well, there is some steam coming off of it, so it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. Somebody's irradiated, but I don't see any sign of anything else. Actually, now that this lady here is done, let's find that other thing. Ah, there's the sign of smoke. And let's take a look at what our city looks like. There it is, the storm over Raptoria. Just like in Frostpunk. I love it, dude. Whenever I play this game, it always feels like Frostpunk to me, though it's nothing like it at all. But it always feels like impending doom between these disasters. I always get hit by fallout, and I'm a pro of dealing with that now. But nuclear winter feels a little bit different, or at least that's what I've been calling it. It's just typically winter, but this could be an extra bold one. Time for a celebration. Wow, shall Raptoria laugh in the face of this giant storm? I agree. Let's see. Every day we're glad we were born. So when the nights fall, it's time to mourn. But that don't matter because we got us some corn. Happy +5, yeah. Good. Well, we still need to improve our homes, of course, but we've been more focused on farming and building our industry. That's much more of a late game, end game type thing, but wind power is about complete. And the radar is here. Fantastic, and it is powered. So it looks like only this one, well, if it's functioning, it must be pulling from a grid somewhere. So I'm wondering if you build a transformer, if that doesn't necessarily have to connect to the producer, but if the transformer just magically produces, like there's a cable that goes under the ground, then it goes to the transformer, which is like a sprinkler head, which can then, like, you know, with crops and such. Not exactly sure, but I don't really mind too much, so long as it's functioning. Look at the frost at the bottom of the screen. Everything seems to be okay. The water's a little chilly. And the cookhouses could use some love, but we got to get this last radiator up, which requires 5 parts, which we don't have at the moment from all of our other constructions. but they must be within some sort of area of warmth. We definitely got to get some more parts delivered. We are out of parts. Well, let's get a temporary burner going up here. But I would rather go with the radiators when we're fully finished here. So now that we know how weather affects things, the burners are great for temporary resistance, and then the radiators are great to just never have to worry about an area again. These homes, as you can see, are quite nice and toasty. And areas that are warm are in yellow. But it's only going to get colder, so we still have to prepare. Yep, storm's over the top of the city. Let's go back to this one fighter here. And let's have this fighter go to the airport. We're going to need maybe parts. It's more than likely that she'll find components there at that airfield. Oh, 39 candy bars. Well, that's fine. Grab that material then. And let's go on back. All right. Medical tents are working. With nobody in them. Somebody was just cured. We got firewood depleting, but we've still got that extra supply on the way. Wow, would you look at this? The moment we've been waiting for. A chilling conclusion. Well, we've got more parts here to be delivered. I suppose since this is functioning, let's go ahead and cancel these two. Get those materials redistributed to the other side of the camp to heat this area with the radiator. And if things overlap, good. That means if it gets colder, we won't even have to worry about it one bit. The only really big thing that's out of the control is the water here. But I feel like we can put another burner down there for now, just to cover areas that might not necessarily be affected. Otherwise, it looks like the homes are nice and toasty. They're either covered within yellow, but mostly red. There's a few areas that might be a little drafty, but luckily, again, we do get a bonus from protective clothing, which we have 49. Sturdy and basic, so everybody's got some decent clothes. Much better than the basic stuff. So that should be adding to our bonus. Everybody else is kind of casually walking around, making deliveries like it's Christmas time. Managing food and water in this game, give it a 4. Whoa, difficulty. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Wait, very easy. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I guess there's always room for improvement, especially with my videos too. Everybody could always improve. But the game is really fun. All right, she's still grabbing candy bars. Good. All right, so now in the midst of this giant snowstorm, we don't know how long it's going to stay. The weather radar is trying to scan, but it seems like it's here for quite some time. Now, luckily, we've got over 1,000 food to prepare. It's pretty freaking lucky, actually, that we had so much food. That we've got all these chickens as well. A colonist wants to go out on a hunt? Go for it. Bringing back 29 meat. Fantastic. A feast for our great people. Oh, the building down here is actually a little chilly. Oh, that's interesting. The forester is actually overlapped by 2 red rings. Building is frozen and must be heated. Well, that's interesting. It's heated by the burner next to it here. Generating heat. Oh, maybe it needs to heat up, actually, after a while. It's not immediate. This building here still needs to be constructed. We got 16 wood. How long until our next delivery? Let's take a look. So we're hoping these people deliver some stuff here. It's a day and almost 2 days away from us. It's a 2 days' time. It's the closest building to us. And it looks like they'll be here in 2 hours, it said. So it looks like there's 2 hours remaining in the trade until they're here. Or only 2 hours of the 24 hours have passed. We'll see. Don't really care too much about the farm fields. We're now out of wood. Uh-oh. Let's make this building a top priority. Go ahead and have our people here build things. I know our scavengers can do the specialist can do a little bit of building too. It's one thing I'd forgotten. Let's go ahead and keep those chickens toasty and warm. Build that radiator, my man. Couple people a little chilly, but once they go home, they're happy again. Looks like we can move our... Nope, she's still here. Let's see if the storm looks any different from outside now that it's getting more intense. Well, it just still seems like snow. Well, the Forester building is important, but not so much at the moment. If we need to shut it down, let's then get those people free of that job and put them on building stuff to make sure the colony's warm. Oh, look at that. The chickens are nice and toasty again. Fantastic. Not too close now. You'll become scrambled eggs. Kind of weird. This building is overlapped, but let's just keep everybody free so they can continue to build anything else that we might need. And that delivery of firewood has arrived. Fantastic. And, of course, we got workers going up there. Trying to get them to go up there because this area is pretty overlogged. But this is the time to do the work. Looks like we need to unlock the sauna now. Our people need some rest and relaxation. Let's see. What can we do about that? Cleansing will be next. Well, let's go down the medical center, and then we'll research cleansing. And at the long end of this long, hard winter, we shall build a sauna to celebrate yet another victory for Raptoria. Boy, imagine going to the outhouse way out there. Oh, boy. Let's see. Really like the radiators using their heat. We're down to just a balance of 4, but we still have enough storage. Transformers must work like a underground hose line, I think. I must not have to build them on top of each other. But it's okay. As we learn, that'll be all right. Got a large wind turbine that we can build next. We'll have to get some parts going. That means we'll have to probably build a mechanic shop then to get that all rolling. Let's build that next to the trade depot here. And then these parts will allow us to build more windmills, and we can put a bunch of windmills here. And that'll be our giant power grid with supplement power areas near buildings that consume quite a large amount. Otherwise, these buildings are putting back into the power grid, and we can build the larger battery if we want to. As soon as we have that researched, which shouldn't be too hard. Medical tents are standing by for any amounts of hypothermia. Power's draining a little bit. Oh, we are getting hypothermic, people. I suppose it's to be expected even if we have the entire city in if we have radiators all over the whole city, there's still the chance that somebody going outside without protective clothing on could be dangerous. Losing another person to old age. Let's get some F's down below in that comment section. Don't be afraid to say hi now. If this is your first episode, welcome aboard. You're certainly here for a real wild ride. All right, how do we do with the hospitals? Oh, nobody's in the hospital just yet. Oh, looks like they're reporting in now to the hospital bays. If we need to, we'll add additional doctors or nurses. Not too bad. We don't really need the farm fields. Food is holding steady. How are we doing with meals? It's not letting me hover over it. There we go. Okay, no more mixed meals. Seems like they get consumed right away, so we need to keep producing those. I wonder how our specialist will do out in the winter. If she passes through into this territory, how will she suffice? Let's send our other fighter to the south. And let's go down to this area here. We'll find out what's going on out there. Report in what's going on around the colony. Well, it's another beautiful day in Raptoria. The big storm is here. Some people are hypothermic. Let's take a look at the map again. A lot of areas overlap yellow. It's hard to get it perfect, I think, but at least their living quarters are very warm. A lot of these houses are literally next to burners or radiators or just down the road, providing that beautiful heat. Wow. We're holding up nicely. We use the mechanic shops to get parts, and that'll allow us to get more power. Right now, power's looking pretty good. We've got still plenty in storage from the batteries. Specialist ready to go again. Let's check in. What's going on out there? Follow the footprints. Back to camp. Let's bring our other fighter back with some candy bars. Good Christmas gifts for our people. All right. This building remains the last one to be constructed. We have a shortage of wood still. But our people are cutting down as many trees as possible for the making of planks. And more logs to be cut for the making of firewood. Another night now. Oh boy. Let's speed up time until that specialist is ready again. Medical tents are complete. Fantastic. And let's go with the cleansing next. Oh, we're actually short on research points for that. We've only got 15 remaining. Okay. We'll have to go out and send out the scientists then. Send out the nerds. Let's check the world map too. Okay, where could we send these to? We need to find science. We can also trade for it with the neighbors. That should be pretty easy. It takes some time to get here. I'm not exactly sure where we could go. There, that's a little smoother. This game differentiates between disasters. There we go. Okay, let's see. I don't know of any other places we can go. I guess down here. Let's send them both just in case. 407 science points down there, plus we can trade for more with the neighbors. Let's see. None of them offer that at the moment. We bought all the research that they had. Well, the colony's holding nicely. And it's finally getting warmer. Oh, good. I thought there were 3 stages of this. Maybe perhaps this is the calm before the end of the storm. Could be the eye of the storm, maybe. Opposed to the eye of the tiger. All right, let's go check out what's up here. Or let's have a scout go. Ooh, a group of survivors are at the gate. Grab the closest loot or scout. Ah, perfect. Excellent. All right, both fighters can return tomorrow. All right, some extra bonuses. Oh, you all made it in, huh? 1 child and 3 children, or 1 adult and 3 children. Very good. Looks like all of our homes are full. We'll have to build some new houses then. We could start researching some of those. Or trying to squeeze some in. Would be a good idea to build some up here. We got warmth. Let's see. Oh. No, not down there. Would like to build here. Need to get ourselves some more areas to clear. Build some houses up here, I suppose. we're kind of out of options. We need more housing. I think all these people can be housed, but that'll be a temporary option for any future refugees. They can stay there first, and then we'll work on upgrading all of our homes from here on out. But the main goal is to survive the winter, so let's make sure that's it. Oh, it seems to be clearing up. Food consumption was okay. Water didn't freeze. Power will need to produce some more. We now have a mechanic shop to produce parts from scrap. Oh, I built that on top of a scrap heap, which is okay. That's kind of more of an end game thing that we'll probably not see for quite some time. Underground metal there. But there's also another deposit around here somewhere. We've got concrete, plastic, more plastic there, and possible metal up there in the north. Well, there it is. Back to full strength. Specialist ready for action. Let's get those scientists down there. Oh, we should have taken a car. One thing I forgot to build so far was the small little garage that allows your people to take cars out. Once you bring them back, it allows you to refuel them. So let's get building one of those. Maybe we can send somebody out to go pick up the scientists. Let's build ourselves a garage. Maybe right here, somewhere just to squeeze it in. Our colony's getting quite large now, and we're surrounded by natural objects that are hard to clear, like we've got meteorite strike sites, water, rocks, and then, of course, pollution, so we'll have to clear a little bit more of that out. Well, that's great. We survived the disaster. Fantastic. Get people back on farming, and we'll leave 3 carriers just to make sure things get transferred. Our final goal then will be building the sauna, and I guess we'll be okay to do that. With our scientists on the way, we're building a garage now to transport cars to go pick up the scientists, to go get science, to then research the sauna, to then build it in the camp. I think we have ourselves an assured victory. 94 days of surviving the aftermath, and after all these episodes, what a wonderful new little disaster. And I hope to see it more often, actually. It's quite exciting to see that one come along and to prepare to warm your entire camp and keep everyone toasty and alive. Guys, I'm going to wrap things up here for now. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thanks for being patient with me as we now finally have seen the end of winter in the new update, Update 12 for Surviving the Aftermath. We'll be back with more Surviving the Aftermath sometime whenever there's a new update. Whenever there's a new update, we will always check it out. So thank you very much for always smashing the like button, always subscribing, always turning on the notification bell, and always smashing that join button to support the channel like never before as we rocket towards 1 million. You guys have been amazing. Thanks as always for the support. Great to see all your positive comments and cheering me on. Thanks for all the Fs down below for our elders who passed down below. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for being here. Remember to follow me on Twitter for free giveaways of this game and many more too. Check out our Discord. And, of course, Instagram, too. Links down below in the description, so open her up and follow those links. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and glory to Raptoria.